Hey everyone, it's September 10th, and that means that if today's your birthday, you share with serial killer Robert Anthony Buell, who's believed to have murdered 3 preteen girls in the early 1980s, and that is him right over there. Born in Cincinnati in 1940 to a waitress and chef who would soon have an acrimonious divorce, Buell was subject to abuse from his mother and or father, depending on whose account you believe. Was his father a drunk who was abusive towards the family? Or did his mother beat her children with a broomstick after shacking up with a bartender while her husband was away during World War II? Why don't we have both? Despite his troubled home life, he managed to have what seemed to be a normal teenage experience, going on dates and hanging out with friends, joining the Navy after he graduated high school. After his time in the service, he attended the University of Akron, where he studied business and found work at a bank. But when he got married and had a child, he didn't allow his parents to see his daughter for many years, so he clearly suffered lingering effects from his own upbringing. That marriage lasted 18 years. And Buell seemed to have a midlife crisis when it fell apart and his wife and daughter moved out. He changed his image, making much younger friends, dressing differently, and riding a motorcycle. In 1975, he committed his first known violent crime when he abducted a college student at a shopping mall and tied her up. Luckily, she was able to wriggle out of the restraints and escape after just 20 minutes, but he got away without being caught. While he continued to engage in bad behavior, it was years before Buell faced any consequences. Now working for the City of Akron's planning department and discussing marriage with his long-term girlfriend, no one suspected that he was secretly abducting women and girls to sexually assault in his own home. But in 1983, he was arrested for abducting a woman from a gas station, taking her home at gunpoint where he shaved her head, beat and raped her, then tortured her with electric shocks. When he went to work the next day, he left her handcuffed to his bed and she managed to escape. This time, the cops were able to identify Buell and he was arrested. When they searched his home, they found evidence that he had not only been raping women, but abducting and killing young girls with 3 murder victims. The first was an 11-year-old girl in 1981, followed by a 12-year-old the next year and a 10-year-old in 1983. He pleaded no contest to multiple sexual assaults, receiving 121 years in prison while the authorities built their case against him for the child murders. Buell faced trial in 1984 for the first murder, being convicted and receiving the death penalty. Further trials were deemed unnecessary, though he was linked to the second death via DNA evidence in 2010. Defiant to the end, he claimed his innocence and told his spiritual advisor that he knew who had killed the girls and that prosecutors were letting the real killer get away with it. I wonder if it's the same person that killed Nicole Brown Simpson and Ron Goldman. After a final meal consisting of a single black olive, apparently in the belief that after his death an olive tree would grow from his grave, Buell was executed via lethal injection in Ohio in 2002. If this is your birthday, I hope you have a great day. Leave me a comment so I can wish you a happy birthday. If you know someone whose birthday it is today, send them this video so they can find out all about their birthday twin. And to Robert Anthony Buell, I say, happy birthday, you bastard.